Hey friends, welcome back to YKLM TV. It's your boy Sean, and today we're going to talk about whether BC assessment is a good indicator of market prices. You probably all know that the government has an assessed value for every property in the province, and some buyers also use this as an indicator for what price they want to pay. So is this a good indicator of the market price? Short answer, absolutely not. Long answer, somewhat. It's kind of complicated. Before we dive into why BC assessment is not a great indicator for determining market prices, we have to see what the BC assessment is used for. It's actually used more for property tax reasons. I'll get to how this affects the assessed value in a moment. Here's 5 reasons to why the BC assessment is a bad indicator of market prices. First, this value is based on a specific point in time, specifically July 1st of the previous year. That means it's fairly delayed as the market is always continuously moving. Number 2, the value is also frozen for the entire year, which doesn't really make much sense in a market that has constant ups and downs. Number 3, you can apply to the government to reassess your BC assessment value, and it's easier to raise that assessment than to lower it, so the government can collect more taxes. Number 4, the assessed value does not take into consideration the condition of the house. They take the age, the land size, the house size, and do some calculations to get that price. If you have 2 perfectly identical homes, except one is damaged inside, they will have the same assessed value if they don't know about the damage. Number 5, builders report the building costs themselves. They can either underreport their building costs to save some taxes, or overreport to make it seem more valuable. And now let's go to the other side and see when BC assessment is a good indicator of the market price. It's actually somewhat of a good indicator if you know how to use it, although it's far from perfect. You don't compare the BCSS value directly to the house you're looking at. The real indicator are the recent sold properties in that area you're looking at. Sold prices indicate what buyers are willing to pay and what sellers are willing to let go of their homes at. Listing prices don't really mean anything because you can list whatever price you want for your home. You can list the property $2 million above what it's worth to make it seem like the buyer is getting a great deal, but it probably won't get sold because it'll actually turn away a lot of buyers as they think the seller's not serious. Or you can list your property super low to attract a bunch of buyers for them to compete amongst themselves to raise the price. There's a lot of tips and tricks with the listing price, but it's absolutely not an indicator of the market price. So back to the BC assessment. You'll need to compare the recent sold prices to the BC assessment in the same area. If all the properties in the area are sold maybe 10% above the BC assessment price, then you can expect another property you're looking at in that area to sell for approximately that range too. If the similar properties in a specific area is 10% lower than the BC assessment, then you can probably try to fight for that price. There are still some exceptions and some assessments that don't make any sense, so stay nimble and quick on your feet. The government has way too many properties to individually go in and assess, so they use the previous year's market data as well as some estimates and calculations. That's why there's no way they can give an accurate market indicator for your properties. And on top of that, they would have to consistently monitor the market and make any adjustments that corresponds with the market and update the assessment prices. That's just way too much work. Every year when the government makes their assessments, if the price goes up, sellers are happy. If the price goes down, the buyers are happy. But there's benefits to both sides. You can pay less taxes, or you can make your property seem more expensive. But now that you know, please remember that BC assessment is not the best indicator for the current market price. If you stick so stringently on the BCSS value, you might undersell your property, or you might lose out on the property that you've been wanting to purchase that you like the most. Remember, the best indicator is always the recent sold prices in that area. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out our website down below at YKLMrealestate.com or download our app from the App Store to stay up to date with the latest auctions and the best deals.